what happens is that the relationship is on a downward trajectory. Those nudges are helpful, but they're not common enough to really help the relationship level, right? And what that means then is that the interventionist is really just slowing down the inevitable kind of crash toward extinction. They're slowing it down, but they're not really intervening in such a way that helps the relationship level and helps the relationship recover. All right, so today I just want you to understand a little bit better how the experience goes when the average couple comes and engages in some sort of professional support. So whether it's marriage counseling or relational coaching, when a couple comes and engages in some sort of professional support, here's about how that goes. So a couple's relationship is typically in what we call a drought phase when they're engaging some sort of professional service. Drought phase is just below complacency phase. So it's a little bit worse than being complacent with each other. We're having longer and longer absences of fulfillment in the relationship. That's what drought phase is. So the relationship's gotten used to long absences and fulfillment. And complacency phase is a little bit lower than the active and passive phases of relational fulfillment, which is when a couple is engaged in fulfillment practices commonly in their relationship. You typically see the active and passive phase fulfillments happening in a relationship when a couple's kind of in that newlywed experience. So the relationship's new and they're engaged with each other and they're working hard in their relationship to win each other's love and to keep each other happy and fulfilled. That's active and passive phase fulfillment. And when a couple gets neglectful into that, they enter into complacency phase. And when they don't recover out of complacency, they enter into drought phase. So drought phase, unfortunately, is when most couples come and seek services. So what that means in drought phase is that their relationship is already on a downward trajectory. So the relationship's been kind of declining for some time. It's not a new decline. It's been declining for some time. And the decline is happening such that the couple's getting less and less fulfillment, and there's more and more issues occurring in their relationship. They're critical of each other more often, they're defensive more often, they enter into what's called contempt, which means they see each other as the problem instead of problems as the problem. They're kind of seeing each other as adversarial, and they're not having high levels of fulfillment happening in their relationship on a regular basis. So they're in kind of this downward spiral. And they're headed on this negative trajectory. Now, the relationship hasn't gotten to extinction phase yet, most of the time. Extinction phase is when kind of the flame has completely gone out in the relationship. And most couples haven't gotten there yet. And they're usually in that drought phase. But the trajectory is downward, right? So they're coming in to seek professional support. And they're hoping that the interventionist, the therapist, or the professional coach can help elevate their relationship out of that downward trajectory and start to help them climb again in a really fulfilling way, right? So they come into counseling or come into professional coaching, and the relationship's going like this. And the goal of the interventionist is to try to nudge that relationship back up to a place that it levels and then starts to incline in a really positive direction, starts to grow in the fulfillment, the bonding, the attachment, the connection, the communication. We want to help the relationship grow and recover, right? So the couple's been on this downward trajectory for a while. It's getting painful enough that they finally reach out and seek professional support. And the interventionist's goal is to try to get that to level and then to incline, to get more positive. Well, the interventionist oftentimes, in a traditional setting, the interventionist oftentimes gets about a 50-minute appointment once a week. And that's a really ideal situation, to get a 50-minute appointment once a week. Now, that's not always the case. Sometimes we don't get that frequent of a visit with the couple. But we would suggest in the beginning, I would highly recommend, if you're going to seek professional support, to do it consistently and regularly. Because if you don't do it consistently and regularly, and you're on this kind of downward trajectory, the interventions that occur with a professional, where they're trying to nudge the relationship back in a healthier direction, if those nudges are far enough apart, if they're not happening frequently enough, like if they're only happening 2 times a month, or once a month, or once every 6 weeks, what happens is that the relationship is on a downward trajectory. Those nudges are helpful, but they're not common enough to really help the relationship level, right? And what that means then is that the interventionist is really just slowing down the inevitable kind of crash toward extinction. They're slowing it down, but they're not really intervening in such a way that helps the relationship level and helps the relationship recover, right? So consistency and frequency is important as you're seeking professional support, that you're getting that support frequently enough and consistently enough that those nudges can actually help turn the trajectory of the relationship versus the relationship continuing on its crash course trajectory, right? So the other piece to keep in mind is that with a 50-minute intervention, the therapist or the professional coach, right, whoever's kind of intervening with this couple, is going to try to do the best that they can to help nudge the relationship in a little bit healthier direction. They're going to do it by intervening in the communication, helping the couple kind of really get to the heart of the issues that they're fighting over or having disagreements on. They're going to do it by helping the couple de-escalate in their relationship, so reduce kind of the emotional energy and volatility of the relationship. And they're also going to do it by teaching the couple, right? So they want to teach the couple, feed the couple good, solid principles to help their relationship grow. Principles that if the couple will go home and apply, that over time, they'll learn to apply those principles in a way that'll help their relationship stay on an upward trajectory, right? Stay in a growing, connecting, attaching, bonding, fulfilling kind of trajectory. So we don't want to just help a couple get better. We want to teach a couple how to be better, right? And that teaching piece is important. So in those 50 minutes, right, we want to help intervene, we want to help de-escalate, and we want to help teach the couple how to improve their relationship, right? And the way that it looks is this: if we're able to meet with a couple frequently and both parties are willing to work on the relationship, that's key, because sometimes one party is and one party isn't, and it's really hard to help recover a relationship when you only have one party that's participating in the recovery. But our goal is to help the couple improve their relationship. And if you have 2 people who are willing to work on the relationship, it kind of looks like this. So the couple comes in, they're in that drought phase I was talking about. If you want to learn more about those phases, by the way, take a look at our Enrich course. In our video courses, I'll attach the link to this video, and you can take a look at the Enrich course. I kind of go over all of the phases of fulfillment and the way those phases kind of impact a couple's experience, and how to help you kind of assess what phase your relationship's in and what some things are that you might do in order to rescue your relationship out of that place. But the couple coming in is typically in that drought phase. They're on a downward trajectory, and our goal as interventionists is to help elevate their relationship from that downward trajectory, right? So they'll come into treatment, and the therapist will intervene. And then a week later, the therapist will intervene. And a week later, the therapist will intervene and intervene and intervene. And the goal is that over time, those interventions kind of do this to the relationship, right? To the point where the couple's kind of maintaining in a positive trajectory in such a way that those interventions aren't needed so much anymore. The couple knows how to continue those principles in their lives and in their relationship in a way that they can kind of maintain on their own. That's the goal. And sometimes for couples, to help their relationship turn and head in that positive trajectory, sometimes that takes weeks, sometimes that takes months. And I've seen it before take a year or two, especially if a couple is coming in after 25 years of a relationship and they're in some habits that have been around for a long time. 25 years worth of difficulty typically doesn't change in 3 or 4 weeks, but it can change in 25 months. And our goal is to get it to change sooner than that, right? Like our goal is to help couples heal their relationship and get on a positive trajectory as quickly as possible. So that consistent 50-minute appointment on a regular basis with the professional is really important in helping that relationship recover. Now, here's the other thing that we've done, and this is pretty unique. I haven't seen this done out there a lot, and we're super excited about it here at Renew. The other thing that we've done is we've created video courses. Now, the reason that we created video courses is because our goal is to get the interventions to last into the week even longer than the 50-minute appointment with the professional, right? So I showed you kind of this trajectory. Couples come in, they're on this downward trajectory, and the therapist's goal is to help nudge that over time in those interventions to help the couple get to a place where they level, and then they start to build an upward trajectory, right? That's our goal. We want to do it as quickly as possible. Well, what the video courses do is the video courses take the principles that the therapist or the professional coach is going to want to teach the couple. Those vital principles that if they learn and learn to apply over time, they'll start to feed their relationship on their own without the need of an interventionist eventually. They'll start to feed the relationship in such a way that they're able to not only create an upward trajectory, but sustain that upward trajectory over time, right? It's those principles that we've taken, the same principles that we teach couples every day here at Renew, and we've packaged them into video courses, right? Where I teach the principles to couples that'll help them, if they learn to apply them, help them improve their relationship for the rest of their relationship. We took those and packaged them into video courses. And the reason that we did that is because we want couples to have an opportunity to be able to self-study between sessions in a way that'll help their relationship recover sooner, right? So if we can save them weeks of this downward trajectory, right? It's still going to take a little bit of downward for them to learn the principles and apply the principles, even if they're self-studying them. But if they're self-studying them, they can spend a little bit of time every day intervening in their own relationship in between times that the therapist in that weekly kind of session is trying to help their relationship course change as well. And if we can save a couple the amount of time that they're in this decline, if we can shave off 5, 6, 8, 10 weeks of that decline phase by trying to intervene as a professional, as well as allowing the couple between times that they're meeting with the professional to learn and study the principles on their own. If we can decrease by 6, 8, 10, 12 sessions this decline, we've just saved them 6, 8, 10, or 12 weeks worth of continued injury and problem in the relationship that they're not going to now have to clean up later as they learn the principles to apply to have a healthier relationship, right? So we've taken that 12 weeks of negativity that would have been in their relationship and helped spare their relationship that additional distress, right? Helping them level sooner. And then if they can start to climb out of this leveling sooner into this positive trajectory, right, they may get to the point where they no longer need the interventions of the interventionist, right? They no longer need the therapist, or they no longer need the professional coach 6, 8, 10 weeks sooner, right? So their course of treatment maybe becomes a lot shorter because they're learning in between sessions, not just relying on the amount of time that they're able to meet with the professional to apply the principles that'll really help their relationship get better, right? So their relationship is getting better sooner, which means they hit a point of upward trajectory where they no longer need the therapist or the professional coach sooner, 6, 8, 10, 12 weeks, sometimes maybe even 6 months, depending on the trajectory of a couple and how assertive they're willing to be in the self-study process, right? So if we can get their relationship improving sooner, now we've saved them about 12 weeks maybe, let's say, of professional intervention. And then you do the math on 12 weeks worth of, or 12 sessions at the average cost of around $125, $135 per 50-minute session. And this couple has saved themselves a significant amount of time, a significant amount of money, and a significant amount of distress in their relationship on their way from the downward trajectory to a leveling and an improvement that they can sustain over time. That's the goal. And that's the secret of the Renew system for couples in our video courses. So I hope that makes sense to you. I want you to kind of help understand and help you understand how that works. Our goal is to take a couple who's on a downward trajectory and help through our interventions, and then hopefully through their self-study, turn their relationship to a leveling and then a positive incline as soon as possible. And if a couple can apply themselves to principles, worksheets, activities, videos between the appointments in such a way that they're feeding their relationship with intervention through the whole week, maybe every day of the week, instead of just once a week for 15 minutes with the therapist or with the professional coach, the relationship has the chance to level. The probability of leveling sooner drastically increases. And if it can level sooner, it means it can also start to climb back in a healthier direction much sooner. And if we can help a couple do that and get to this place where their relationship is thriving again sooner, my goodness, that's the reason that Renew exists. That's the reason that Renew Relationship Counseling and all of our services exist, because we want to help couples heal their relationships sooner and faster, and do it at a less expensive cost, and get to a point where they're thriving again as soon as possible. That's our mission, that's our vision, that's our goal for couples, is we want couples to thrive. And we want that thriving for you too. So if you have any questions about that process of helping a couple turn the trajectory of their relationship, comment below. Be happy to help you kind of understand and maybe talk through a little bit in those comments how that process works and how that may apply to your relationship as well. And then, like I said earlier, if you're interested in those video courses or the Enrich course that I explained earlier that goes over the fulfillment model and talks about and helps you assess a little bit where your relationship is on the fulfillment model, you can take a look at the links connected in the comments below as well. And click over to those video courses and check those out. So we also have a free video course if you want to just see what one of our video courses are like. It's called Elevate Your Relationship. And when you click over to our video courses, you'll see that one's for free. All you have to do is log in and sign up. And you can get that course for free. And we talk about a lot of principles in there to help couples improve their relationship. So I hope this has been helpful. It's really good being with you. And I look forward to taking care of you and your relationship again soon. So take care, and we'll talk to you soon.